designing a search process, it means, it does not mean, it is not referring to a system design. Whenever I am referring that, okay, you need to design a search process, it means uh, because in the modern time, actually, if you observe, most of the uh, softwares, most of the applications, most of the websites uh, we are using as a user, maybe a simple user or maybe any kind of user, consumer, customer, anything, most of the systems are having search as a one of the feature in the system. So if you take any website, there is this search box available. If you take any application, if you take any application, software application also, maybe application, maybe app or anything, they are having this search as a feature, right? So that's why I'm saying, okay, you need to have this impression that, okay, I'm going to design search process. That's one place. Second place, you could have a whole, you could have an entire search system actually. So that system will be designed, or it is designed for only for search, to support search related activities. It is not for other purpose. So that's why it is important to have this clarity that whenever someone is saying a search process, it means this search activity will be one of the activity in a particular software system. But whenever we are saying search system design, it means we are we are going to design a such system. It does not have other things to do. It is only having this single task, which is to support or to implement or to achieve search activity, search related activity, right? So that's why in internet, actually, we have very limited set of such systems. Yes, we have various software system, various systems, various application, various websites. But in this first type of things, first type of software set application, user applications, we are having search as a process, right? But we are having very limited set of softwares or system application websites which are designed to support this search activity as a whole, right? So it is very important to have this clarity, right? And because it is very difficult or it is challenging to design a full-fledged search system. uh, we are using this term called search engine actually. But search engine is quite, it can say, it can be said that it is a quite mechanical term actually. Engine means it is the engine, I mean, it is a device, physical device, or physical arrangements of physical physical elements or physical components who are working for some purpose. So search engine is one very crude or very, it is not a kind of computer science definition term, a computer science term. So we used to take this term called search systems. So search engine search systems are analogous actually. It is up to us which term we are preferring or referring for the use, right? So my impression at this point is that you need to have this clarity that we are either we are designing a search process or we are designing a search system, right? So both are different. Do not confuse these two things, right? So whenever I am saying search process, it is a different impression. It is basically you can say one of the requirement in a system. But whenever I am saying it is a search system design, it is a complete, full-fledged, uh, entirely for one purpose system design, which is of nature search, right? But philosophy is same wherever. So in both cases, philosophy is same. Like in both cases, you need to balance exploration and exploitation in some weightage, right? Like in the previous class we have taken, emphasize that for some behaviors, you need to, for some such behaviors, you need to have emphasis on one aspect, like on exploitation. For some it is on exploration, for some it is higher weight for exploitation, and lesser weights for exploitation exploration. And for some it is reverse. For some behaviors it is important to have lesser weights, lesser emphasis on exploitation behavior, and higher weight or more importance for the exploration behavior. Naturally naturally whenever we are designing these kind of systems where we are trying to balance between these two dimensions, you need to have or you need to consider the fact that possible search behavior, or maybe possible data on which I am going to design a system, what are the internals, what are the properties of these two dimensions, right? You can have this analogy with the software engineering practice. In the software engineering practice, actually, whenever so after getting all the requirements with us in the software engineering practice, after collecting all the possible requirements from the user or from the customer or from the client, uh, uh, we are naturally going to select one particular process model for the design of the software, right? So nowadays we are, I mean, preferring most of the cases, it is agile based methodology, agile based approach. But if you consider all the possible alternatives, you could have around 17, 18 different process models. So the selection of appropriate process model is based on naturally maybe three or four main parameters, but users capability to handle the software system is one of the important factor. That how much the user is conveniently using the software systems, how much aware he is aware about the business processes, something like that. Because uh, from the user perspective, sharing the requirements or sharing the functional requirements, non-functional requirement to the company, software company, is one aspect. But when it comes to usability of the software system, it is another aspect. So that's why it is very important to consider the uh, users capability to use the software system is one of the important factors. So similarly, in the case of, because software systems, such systems are one of the software systems, so we are not having this new category of software systems. So whenever we are designing a search system, uh, you need to have this consideration of user capability, users nature, or maybe users capacity to express themselves, and then their capacity on their own language, their knowledge base. So a lot of factors there are there. So that's why most of the search systems which we are using in the internet are of same or simple nature, because they are designed for, you can say, the global user. So they are not, I mean, these search systems like Google search systems or MSN or Yahoo or maybe any kind of search systems available in the internet, they are not designed for any specific user. They are designed for global users. So global user means there are diverse set of users, users of diverse knowledge state, users of diverse skill capacity. So that's why it is in case of search systems, search engines, it is better to go for a simplest design, at least in the front end, right? Even in the back end also, whenever we are planning a search system, naturally there will be various components inside a search system, and that is what the purpose of today's lecture. So whenever we are designing a search system, naturally we will be planning a lot of internal components. Internal components mean there will be component for some purpose, there is component for different purposes. So it is important to have this kind of consideration, that we are going to serve, or we are going to retrieve the information for this kind of users, or and we are going to perform some search operation inside the search engine by considering these kind of queries, right? You can, so because if you are designing a search system, you will be having different types of users. In some cases user is informed, in some cases user is not informed, not so skilled, in some cases user could be expert of the domain. So you need to have some kind of strategy, but this strategy cannot be exposed to the user, right? So that is the purpose of abstraction also. So it is better to have a simplest system. Simplest system means system is taking simply considering all the possible queries, and for these specific query, these particular keyword or term, you can perform some pre-processing like correction of query, suggestion of query, all kind of things, auto completion of queries. But eventually, to retrieve the required data, required results, you can apply simple exact matching based approach or any kind of matching approach, right? So that's why most of the search systems which are available in the internet are of simple nature. They are naturally they, in the background, they are collecting all kind of documents. So for collecting all documents, for organizing all these kind of documents, they might be having some advanced or maybe complex algorithm. But to support retrieval part, to support the retrieval or extraction of the records, extraction of the documents for the user query, they are applying or they have adopted very basic kind of mechanism, right? They're not having any kind of deep learning or any kind of thing mechanism for at least for extraction. So because in any kind of search system or any kind of search engine, actually they are having these two basically dimension within the search system, right? So we will be slightly touching upon these aspects. So that's the first question to you from my side today's in the today's lecture, and that's why this first assignment has been planned or shared to you, because we have taken these two terms in the previous 3-4 lectures, and we are stressing upon the various possible dimension in a search process, possible dimension in a search system actually. And we now, because we are moving towards the search system, so from search process we are now moving to search system. So whenever we are talking about system, it is very important to have this idea about the possible components, right? Because in the search system, actually we are simply going to implement all the possible components. So whatever conception or conceptual design or conceptual perception we have about the search process from the last 2 to 3 lectures, now we can identify the possible components required to support this search process or required to implement this search process. And naturally, whenever we are going to design search system, I'm saying, we will be implementing or we will be having different components, either different components for each activity, each action, or each part of the work, right? That's one part. Second, addition to these components, we could have some additional components to basically conduct the interaction between these components, and that is the simplest definition of system, right? So if I take the definition of system terminology, definition of term system, it is simply either it could be a collection of subsystem and there is some components to support the interaction between these subsystems, right? Naturally there will be some input and output, that is obvious part, but we are talking about the internals of the system. So I wanted to take at least 2 to 3 minutes to raise this question to you, and I wanted you to say or refer or share some kind of some subsystems or components required to support the operation of search system. So I wanted to share this question to you. Now I am waiting for your response. So is it possible, or is it no? I'm waiting for response actually. So can you tell me or can you suggest some of the components which will be required to implement a search system? Yes, please go ahead.
So proper indexing of the keywords.
Yeah, so it is better to type these things into the chat box.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
So first of all, there will be some interface.
Interface, yeah, that's offset part. So I'm typing also interface. So
database will be there. Database.
GUI, or maybe what could be the alternate term? The first thing is interface. Naturally, it is GUI, or sometimes it is referred as a UI, interface, right? Okay, next.
So database.
Yeah, database. So I'm keeping it in the bottom. Database, or sometimes it is referred as a corpus also, or sometimes it is referred as a document collection. There are other terms also, so we will be taking it on, I mean, as we will be progressing for the syllabus. Okay, what could be the next thing? Okay, we might be getting in the chat box. So pre-processing of stored data, indexing of right. So let's go by one by one. So data stores, algorithms for keyword matching, pre-processing. So naturally there will be pre-processing. So pre-processing is not a single it is not a single component of processing, right? So when we say pre-processing, because we are pre-processing uh, because we are, so let's take this scenario that we are trying to design a search system or maybe web search system, which will be working or operating on the documents available or maybe populated on the internet. So let's take this scenario that we are trying to design a search system for the internet, for the web search. So in the web search scenario, in the web actually internet scenario, we will be having a different kind of documents, right? It could be a image, it could be a video, audio, or a document, Excel file, or anything. It could be a web page also, right? So naturally, pre-processing, because you are not a MTech BTech student, you are now MTech student. So you should be having this kind of separation within a pre-processing component. We will be having, or we will be requiring a different kinds of components, right? So indexing is something which most of the students have posted.
Or matching and ranking algorithms.
Yeah, so okay, so let me post first. Maybe within pre-processing, we can have this kind of thing, right? So what could be the first? Naturally, indexing is the last. It is having something before. Indexing is the last. So you can say in the case of search system design, in the search system design, we will be performing pre-processing. We will be having one component to conduct, one or maybe more than one to conduct pre-processing. But in pre-processing, we need to have at least 3 components, right? So you can tell me, I mean, or maybe chat box, or maybe you can explain it. Yeah, say it again.
Query processor.
Query processor, right? Query processor is something which will be exactly, it is not required, but we will be having some components to, you can say, let's take as a matching component. Within that, we could be having matching, some component for matching and some component for ranking. So after getting the results, after getting the required set of records, required set of document from the database, from the corpus, naturally for a user query, you will be applying, or you will be performing some kind of matching algorithms, right? And after getting all those required 10, 100, or maybe 1,000 records, 1,000 results, you will be applying some kind of ranking mechanism, because you cannot populate all the records, the retrieve records to the user without any preference based listing. So it is important to rank them. Okay.
So they should be connectors, connective words, that, or it will be part of query.
It is not clear to me what you're raising. Say again.
Sir, actually, I am talking about the connectors that we used in the query part.
Connectors. So actually, it is already part of this indexing and pre-processing. So that's one aspect. So during this, because now we are talking about a search system, and within the search system, we will be having 2 different part of the system. So within a search system, we could have 2 aspects. One aspect, or one portion of the search system will be working for the retrieval, right? Retrieval means whenever there will be query, it will be working for user query. Second phase, or second part within the search system, will be working for the accumulation of the records from the internet, right? So it will be very surprising that in the search system, if we have 2 portions, one portion is working for record retrieval, or retrieval for the user query. Second portion is working for record collection, or record gathering, or data gathering, or data preparation. In both portions, there is activity which is common, and it is called matching. So matching is something which is performed in both phases, both modules, or both portions of a search system, right? Because if you have designed a search system, and naturally to start a search system, you need to have some set of records. So you will be extracting these, your system will be extracting records or documents from the internet, right? To extract the documents from the internet, you could have some strategy. You cannot extract all the documents. Yes, if it is a global search engine, you could have this strategy that whatever document is uploaded, whatever document is available in the internet, I will be collecting all those documents and storing into my database. That could be one possible alternative. But if you are designing a very specific type of search system for specific purposes, like Google Scholar, you will not be having this strategy of collecting all the documents. So in that case, you will be applying some matching algorithm. So only few types of documents will be collected in your database. But if you are designing a global search engine, there also we will be having some matching strategy, but approach will be like collecting all the documents, right? So in the pre-processing is the part of, you can say the second portion of the search system. Second portion means maybe in the house we could have different rooms. Similarly, in the search engine or search system, we could have two rooms actually. So one room is reserved for data collection. Maybe you can say data gathering, all kind of names you can use. And the second room or second portion of search system is used, or it is designated to support a user's query, user search, right? You can say. So this pre-processing is naturally the part of second portion, second room, internal room of the house. But this matching component, this matching component is to support the users, to support the operation of the first room, which is designed to or designated to support or facilitate user search process, right? Naturally, this database is part of the second room of the search system, search engine. Okay, we have two slots to be filled now. Okay, let me see the chat box. Data source algorithm for keyword matching, it's already covered. Sonal says, Dipanshu says pre-processing of stored data, it's already covered. Indexing of keyword, it okay done. Query processing, Sanil says, yeah. So query processing is something. It is a part of this matching and ranking, component. So they are taking the responsibility of this part. Dipanshu says indexing, Sintu says relevance calculation. Okay, so relevancy calculator we do not need any additional component or algorithm for that. Yeah, so we will be having some kind of mechanism for relevance implementation, right? We have discussed it in one of the lectures that we could be having some relevance mechanism, some relevance score to be achieved or to be implemented, and it is part of ranking, right? Ranking is something which will be having some ranking algorithm or ranking component within this matching component. Within the ranking algorithm or maybe within the ranking program, we will be having some kind of relevance calculation mechanism or relevance matrix, you can say. And based on only this relevance score, we will be presenting or we will be ranking the results actually. We do not need to have a separate component for relevance mechanism. Now we have Harshal says distributed services. It is not part of so distributed services are not the part of search system actually. Retrieval is okay. Data retrieval is okay. Rohit says. Aditi says retrieval process. So retrieval process is already. So this whole activity which are conducted in the very first room of the very first portion of the search system, it is called as a retrieval process, right? Now Kuldeep says. Aparna says ranking. Kuldeep says the database, web crawlers, ranking, algorithm, matching. Okay, so it is kind of summary of all. So you can place, so matching. So to conduct some basically matching in the case of pre-processing, when we say matching, it is done by the crawlers. So crawler is, so either you can directly write the name of. Let me write. Crawler, or let me correct the spelling, crawlers, right? So it, because crawlers are nothing but it is a kind of simple subcomponent or thread component or thread computing component which identifies the source based on some matching mechanism. So it is It is maybe named as a crawler because it is it is continuously or persistently identifying the documents, identifying the sources, information sources in the internet. But the nature of internal working of a crawler is kind of a matching algorithm, right? But it is persistent. So there is a slight difference between a matching in the pre-processing and matching in the matching component. It is that in the case of matching component for a user query, you will be executing the matching component, this component. But in case of pre-processing, the component will be it will be working basically in the persistent manner. It will be working on a continuous fashion, right? So there is this component missing, you can say, in the second component. So let me read again chat box. We may be having some indication for that. We will be having Harshal says, Jatin says servers. So servers are naturally, so servers, I don't know which you are referring. Servers, maybe it is a kind of storage device, physical storage device. So that's it, that is there, right? Harshal says, indexer and crawlers to discover data models. Is Pritham says data models. So data models is it is not a physical component. That's what we have told. Data models, yes, naturally, whenever we are storing a data in the servers or maybe in the corpus, we will be having some data model. So, but it is not a physical component, right? So it is not the correct or appropriate answer for this question. Data cleaning and integration. I'm not sure. It is because cleaning and integration both are processes. So we don't need any system to clean it because we have. So whenever we are performing some pre-processing, whenever we are having this web system, naturally we will be performing some preparation of the data, but it is not part of this. Cleaning and integration is not part of that. Then Ali says search engine optimization. Yes, it's very interesting. So we will be talking about this search engine optimization, but it is not the part of search engine or search system design, right? It is maybe you can say an afterlife phenomenon. So once you design, once you establish your search system, now you can work upon the optimization of its performance. So because whenever we talk about search engine optimization, it is always about optimizing the performance of all these 6 components, right? It is not a new component, it is not a new subsystem, right? So whenever we are talking about search engine optimization, it will be always about improving the performance of some of the component. Either it can be in how to improve the performance of indexing or indexer, how to improve the GUI so that it can be delivering information or taking information from the user efficiently, something like that. So naturally, SEO, which is search engine optimization, it talks about it basically hints about all the possible improvements in these 6 or maybe 5 aspects of the search system, right? Okay, now we are going to have a clustering algorithm required. It is not Kanhaiya, it is not required because clustering is not used in the search system design or search engine design. So now Rishi says web pages, public database, internet. No, it's not relevant. Arbaz says intents. I don't know. Intents, yeah, intent is something important, but let me brief out. This could be the 5th component. We have 2 slots, 4th and 6th. So let me paste here. So history section. Sometimes it is said as a history section. History. Yes. Okay. There is no correction. Okay, and logs, you can say, or maybe other terms you can use. It is important. So let me write here intents. So we will be talking about this maybe after 6. So there is a feedback. Yeah, you can say it's a feedback. No, it's feedback we cannot hear. We cannot keep here. But purpose is same actually. Maintaining the feedback, maintaining the logs. Okay, catching of frequent searches may come under retrieval. Yeah, it is there. Dipanshu, it is there. Poonam says some ways to evaluate the result. So it is already there in the matching and relevance mechanism or ranking mechanism part of that. Arbaz says auto completion, suggestion, Anika say link map. Okay, so link map is it is a strategy to arrange the extracted documents. So during pre-processing, link map is one of the arrangements which we will be using to store or to maintain the structure of the documents, right? So link map is basically nothing but it is a representation of the possible structure and its relation with the other documents. So we will be using during the pre-processing. So what do you think, what could be the sixth one? Because it is very important, right? So let me talk about this history section or log intent. So I have missed something. Let me see. Just a minute. Okay. So basically, whenever we are talking about this history section or log section, it is very important because this is a very interesting component which has been introduced or maybe having some role whenever we are designing a very personalized search system, right? Even you can say these two. Let me drag here. So these last two components. So sixth is pending, but you can say last two components or last two computing blocks within a search system will be used or will be relevant in a search system scenario where we will be having some kind of, or we will be designing a very personalized system, right? Personalized system, not saying global system, right? Like in the previous previous discussion on the previous lecture, we have taken that a recommended system scenario where we are maintaining or we are capturing as a search system or the search process, a search system or a search engine system. We are maintaining all the possible user interactions on the different products, and these different interactions maybe in the form of product details has been opened, the review has made, so all these kind of interactions, right? So all these kind of interactions on the different products are maintained within the search system, within the recommender system, naturally because user has been logged into the system boundary, into the recommended system boundary. So all these behaviors are maintained in the profile-based approach, and based on these previous interactions, the next set of results will be populated along with the main search. So suppose user is trying to search some item. Naturally, the first responsibility of the system is to serve his need, right? So whenever user is posting a query within the recommended system, he will be getting some set of objects, some set of product items, but along with it, system will be supplying or suggesting or maybe serving some set of documents, some set of products along with the main set of records. So there will be some specific set of records based on his query, and there will be some additional stream of product, stream of listing of documents, right? And these all things are derived. These all things are derived, bottom things, right? Because the first set of the recommended system will be displaying the matched keywords, matched products, but additional documents or additional set of records, products listing will be there based on these history section or log section or intents or maybe interests, you can say, right? So it is very interesting to see that how different systems, different recommender systems or different search systems are basically, you can say, maintaining this section, how they are having a component to maintain this history section, log section, and intent or interest section. So how they are maintaining, how much a capacity a search engine is having to maintain this block and how to utilize it, because logs are something which are rarely available for public use. They are available only for a specific purpose, for a specific time, something like that. So, and it is something very sensitive information also, right? So that's why it is, log mining is one of the research area in the computer science, particularly in the search engine optimization. So log mining is basically very sensitive part, and it is sometimes difficult also to basically serve some purpose. But for a very specific or personalized scenario, you can utilize the history section or history data, history logs, intents and interest. Right, that is one part. Second part is something, the last part is something which is still pending. I don't have any clue. So let me again see. Okay, history section is also maintained in the database as part of metadata for every user. So don't you think history section should already be covered in the store data? Yeah. So metadata is something which we have partially touched upon in the very first lecture, that yes, naturally any kind of search behavior, any kind of search interaction on the data product, it is called as a metadata, right? And it is already maintained. But to maintain this metadata, or to maintain this interaction part, we need a separate component. It could not be placed within or maybe along with the database, right? It is always required to have a separate component to maintain the metadata, right? The reason we will be discussing in the maybe next lecture, or maybe the lecture number 7, right? Because on that lecture we will be opening up more about this part. Okay, so Arbaz says in the second step, pre-processing, can we perform adding semantics after crawling? So no, it is not. Crawling is already there. After crawling the documents, there is something performed. After that, indexing will be performed. So indexing is basically the final activity, final arrangement we will be conducting on the documents. But after crawling the documents and performing the indexing, there is something internal to be performed, right? So I'm leaving those things. I'm not going to fill this part or maybe fill this part, right? It is up to you that whatever you observe as an important aspect, so you can add here, right? So these are the components, because if you have been keen to solve this assignment which is given to you, if you are very keen to this to complete this assignment, these blank things will be completed, right? So it is up to you that how you are going to apply yourself on solving these assignments, right? Now, naturally, in the upcoming lectures, we will be opening up about discussing each and every component on the detail, because that's the syllabus of this course, right? Like for indexing, what is the traditional way of doing the indexing? What is the current way of? So what are how different researchers in the world are doing the indexing, and how they are proposing new mechanisms for indexing. Similarly, for ranking, we could be having various approaches. Similarly, for data model, maybe database management, or maybe history log intents management, we will be opening about these different components in the coming lectures, right? Okay, so if you find, or if you observe, because we don't have a specific definition for search system, but so we will be taking a working definition, naturally. So working definition of the search system says it is a field concerned with structure of the document, naturally, then analysis on the structure, naturally, right? That's what the matching component and crawlers are doing. Then organization, how they are available. So to deal with this, we need heat map kind of things, how to organize these links between documents, right? So you need to maintain these semantics. So links, or maybe relation between two websites or two documents, need to maintain. Then we have this storage part. Storage means keeping all these things, like we will be having corpus, database, document sets, document collection, all those kind of things. So after doing these three aspects, it is to store all these things, right? And in the front end side means in the second block of the system, second portion of the search system, we need to perform this retrieval of the information, right? So this is something, so it is broadly covering all those 5-6 aspects, right? So we don't have any specific definition for such systems. So we have taken this one of the referring or working definition. So naturally, it is obviously important to have some kind of subsystem, multiple computing units or subsystems to perform the whole operation of a system. And naturally, along with it, along with these subsystem, you need to maintain a component to maintain the interaction between all these internal components in a search system. And actually, each subsystem is intended to facilitate a specific purpose in the information search process, right? And broadly, if you see, naturally, we will be observing these 4 different types of searches. So basically, in the global perception, or in the public, or maybe in the user perception, we are having these 4 types of search systems. So first is basically called web search system. Then we have desktop search systems, which are more personalized, more closed in the nature. Then we have enterprise searches. Enterprise search systems are basically designed for, you might having some experiences on the search. So suppose you want to search on your contact book and your emails and maybe your desktop search. So you could be having some kind of enterprise search systems, right? So sometimes it is referred as a personal information management system, also PIM. So it is a different kind of search system, because it is dealing with a different kind of data: your phone book, your email, and your desktop search. So it is aggregating 3 different nature of data, and it is performing some kind of search, right? Then we have peer-to-peer search. It is again a very personalized search scenario. So these are the 4 prime, you can say, potential search behaviors, right? So now we have at least 10 minutes again for the lecture. So let's take one of the impression. So this is one impression we could have. So whenever we are planning to design a search system, this is one of the impression we could have, right? And actually, this particular diagram or figure is taken from one of the MTech thesis of one of the student I have guided. So he has designed you can say a very personalized search system, and that system is working upon the research articles. So we have collected. So he has collected around 1 lakh or 1,50,000 documents from the IEEE Explore and ACM Explore, ACM Digital Library. So he has collected the title part, author's name, and introduction, abstract and introduction. Only 4 sections from a scientific document, from research article, has been extracted and maintained. That's the one part, because to basically facilitate any kind of search, you need to have some database. So he has collected these 4 portions from a research article and gathered, or maybe arranged or organized into the database. And after that, so this database is naturally kept out of this internal arrangement of a search system. I hope it is visible to you. Now, if you can see, there is a user naturally placed outside of the scope of the system. So this dashed line shows the scope, or maybe the boundary of the search system, right? And this database is kept outside of because this database shows the physical entity, right? It is a physical entity, right? And this user is a physical entity. So naturally, whenever we are designing a system, you should have these boundaries, right? Like all these components which are kept inside this dashed line are basically part of the proposed system, or maybe part of such system, right? And these 2 components, like user, he's basically in the different area. It is outside of the system, and similarly this database system. Now, if you carefully observe, user is having 2 interactions. One interaction with the system is for applying his query, insert query into the search input section, or maybe the search section. That's one interaction. And second interaction user is having with the system is for feedback. So that is again a second activity. So let's take one by one. So after user is serving some query to the system, this query is submitted in the search box, right? Naturally, so it is part of input section. So these terminologies we have taken for our model, right? So after getting these input queries, initial query, naturally your query or keyword will be maintained into the history management or history section, and this query will be forwarded to some component of the system, right? And based on this initial query, system will be generating some set of results, right? Some set of results, and the results are coming from this retrieves results process naturally, and it will be fetched and served or maybe supplied or sent to the ranking model. After fetching the results, the ranking model will be modeling or maybe ranking the results and presenting these results into the this kind of GUI. If you can see, there is a GUI which is showing the arranged set of results. So after getting all these results into the results section, naturally this view will be shared to the users, right? So this view will be shared to the users, and if user observes something interesting, if you are user, okay, now because we have taken the previous class as a this pre-search context, then in search context, then pro search. So after getting the results of the query, initial query, user can have this privilege to apply something on the result, right? Because we are trying to create a system which is of personalized in nature. So you will be having some features. So after looking at the retrieve results, user might be having some kind of feedback. It could be having a interaction, like he can have some bookmark or some maybe negative positive feedback, something like that. So you need to have these kind of provisions in the GUI. So user will be applying these his interest on these results, right, as a feedback. So these feedbacks will be naturally taken by your system from the GUI, and you will be serving or you will be providing these feedbacks to the ranking model, not to the matching algorithms. That is very important aspect. So because to retrieve the document in the retrieval process, most of the students are having this perception that these feedbacks will be used for matching the documents. No, the feedbacks, any kind of feedback from the user is never being used to match documents. They are always used to rank the results. So all the previous feedbacks will be used to rank, to arrange the records in the subsequent searches, right? So after getting the feedbacks, results will be again re-ranked, the upcoming results naturally, right? So this is the very typical view which we have represented. Now you can see in the keyword section, we are maintaining the possible keywords from the history and from the documents also. So there could be a separate portion in the GUI which is showing these list of keywords and their percentage maybe, or maybe number of counts they're appearing, something like that. Similarly, in the history section, you could have in the GUI itself, user GUI, you can have a separate portion there. You are displaying all the previous keywords or previous queries, and whenever user is posing a new query, you can have a simple display that this query which you are typing right now is having overlap with the previous query, something like that. So these facilities are to make awareness, provide awareness to the user that this is something you are repeating. So this could be one perception, this could be one proposed system. Similarly, there is another system which we have designed actually along with one of the students. So this is GUI actually of the system. So in this system, you can see in the right side there is this list of documents. Again, we are having the same document, same database. So the right side, we are having this listing of documents, its title, its author's name, and some of the keywords from that article. Now, this is one view. In the second view, you can see for user interaction, we are displaying these listed documents in a specific type of representation. So this view is called radar view. So in the center, we are assuming in the center we have placed the user. We are assuming that user is in the center. Now, this keyword called vision, computer vision are coming because they are for a query called computer vision. Any document which is having this term or keyword called vision and computer vision are considered as the most matching or most relevant, right? So you can see there are different layers, different arrangements, the radar views. So basically, these keywords are appearing. These keywords are appearing with some level of relevance from the user query. That's one part. Second part is that in the outer area, there in these portions where we have not placed any ring structure, we have demonstrated, we have listed all the relevant records. Relevant means these records or these documents from where these keywords are appearing. These documents may not be matching with the user query, but they are relevant in some ways. So that's the tricky part actually, but we can have this kind of range. So whenever user on the same GUI, whenever a user is trying to apply some feedback, so for feedback we have provided an option like at any point of time a user can drag a keyword from outside to inside. So whenever a user is dragging a keyword from outside boundary to inside, it means he is applying some kind of positive feedback. So he can apply positive feedback on many keywords, and based on that, this whole list of documents, whole arrangements of keyword into this radar view has been changed, right? Similarly, if you drag any keyword from inside to outside, means it is negative keyword. So these kind of interactions are basically there to capture the feedback, right? So from here, actually, we will be now, because I have just given the impression of these two possible systems which you can think of, or actually because we have designed these systems with our MTech students, so it could be possible to design these kind of systems, right? But most of the internal components are same. So that's why I have said there will be 6 components for designing a system, and you can experiment with any component naturally, right? So that's the part of search engine optimization, and that's the part of something new you can add on the search system. So with this, actually, I am closing today's class, right? And naturally now we are very much into this retrieval system, or very much into the basically search system design. So in the upcoming lectures, we will be opening about these internals of each component. Okay, so Arjun has posted this. Can we perform ranking after chlorals? Yes, naturally we can perform, and that is the part of second component that we have missed today. Okay, so if you have anything to ask, yes, please.
So security could be the last component.
No, it is not. It is not that much important, right? Security is not an issue for the system. Yeah, because for that they are, so each and every search system or search engines are having different layers, right? And that's why you might have heard about the term called cyber physical systems. So cyber physical systems are only for these kind of purpose. You're protecting your system. So there will be a separate layer, separate interface, separate invisible layer, which is taking care of all these internal details. Okay, so with this, you can raise your doubt. I'm closing the recording, but you